Hey everybody, Ryan here from Ryan Hockey Channel. Alright, going to be going over the LA Kings 2021-2022 season preview. Now, if you have not done so already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and also let me know what you think in the comments if you agree or disagree on my outlook on this team's season. Now, their future, I don't think that's much in question. It's going to be a very good team in the near future. Yeah, I think this year's going to be a growing year, and it's not going to be a growing pain year, it's just going to be a growing year. So, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you can catch more details later on. Alright, let's get started. Alright, here's who they added. A great addition in Philip Deneau. 6 years, $5.5 million. It's pretty good price for what Deneau can bring to this team. And I think he's going to be a very good addition. Definitely needed someone like that, and they didn't give anything up for him, so that definitely helps too. Alexander Edler, 1 year, $3.5 million. Definitely doesn't hurt having an experienced defender like Edler on the back end. TJ Tynan, 1 year, $750,000. Garrett Sparks, 1 year, $750,000. They acquired Braden Burke and Tyler Steenberg from Arizona via trade. They added Victor Arvidsson from Nashville for 2021 second, 2022 third round picks. So, another great addition to the offense of this team, who already looked like they were stacked with young talent. So, these two work out. They have some young talent they could dingle out there to get some really good players. Now, subtraction-wise, they lost Matt Luff to Nashville. Michael Yzmont, I'm not going to say that one correctly, I'm sorry, I had time, to Winnipeg. Troy Grosnick to Boston. Cole Holtz and, oh god, I'm never going to say this one right, Bokonji Amama. I said that wrong, I'm sorry, ahead of time. To Arizona via trade. Alright, who they re-signed? Andreas Athanasiou. Had a pretty good year for him, so I'm not surprised they re-signed him at all. 1 year, $2.7 million. Trevor Moore re-signed 2 years, $1.875 million. Alex Iafallo, 4 years, $4 million per. That one I was kind of surprised how much they gave him, but still, and the term they gave him for. But still, it's been pretty solid for him last couple of years and bad years, so guess only soldiers for you. Good contract, I guess. Austin Strand, 1 year, $772,000. Kyle Clegg, 1 year, $761,000, and Cal Peterson, 3 years, $5 million per. Definitely their goalie they're going with. Jonathan Quick, I think has a year or two left on his contract, so they're going to try and trade him, or they're just going to let his contract expire and let him go. This is where the salary cap sits. They're actually amazingly high considering where they're at in their rebuild, honestly. $78.7 million with $2.7 million in projected cap space. So this team definitely has a bit of money still. Their deadline cap space projection is $14 million. So that's pretty dang good, $14 million of the trade deadline. Forward-wise, they have, of course, Anze Kopitar. Not a shocker there. It's kind of shocking to me that he's 34. Good God, when did he get that old? I'm actually older than him. Dustin Brown is got 1 year left, and honestly, if they keep him out there this year, it's going to be less than $5.875 million. He still had a very good year last year, don't get me wrong, but that contract, they had the rest of the term. Few of those years really burned him. Alright, then you have Andreas Athanasiou is our UFA after this year. Adrian Kempe, Brendan Lemieux, Gabriel Velarde, Blake Lizotte, and Carl Grunstrom are all RFAs. And I cannot see Adrian Kempe getting less than what he has now. He's going to get a lot more of, not a lot more, but more definitely than what he's getting now. Brendan Lemieux may ask for a little bit more. Velarde depends on what he does this year, what he's going to get. Same with Lizotte. Carl Grunstrom, same thing. Just got to see what they do. On the defensive side, that's really small. Sorry about that. I should have fixed that. Drew Doughty's contract is massive, and we'll have to see how that works towards the end. Alexander Edler, Oli Mata, and Christian Wolanin are all UFAs after this season, and I cannot see Oli Mata being brought back. If he is, it's not going to be for that amount. Michael Anderson is a RFA after this season. Tobias Bjornfoot, I have a feeling he's going to get some more games in this year than he has the last few. Matt Waugh's new contract and Sean Walker's new contract is kicking in this year, so I mean, I think defensively this team needs a little bit more to be called a definite playoff contender. I mean, granted, it is Pacific Division, so they probably where they're at is a contender for a playoff spot. Jonathan Quick has 2 more seasons, including this one, so 1 more after this one before he goes UFA. Cal Peterson's new contract kicks in next year, so at least they're only paying him $858,000 this year. That's not too bad. And they have Jeff Carter on the books for 1 more season, $2.6 million. Dion Phaneuf, 2 years, including this season, $1 million with change. And their terminated penalty is Mike Richards, who's $900,000 for this year and next year, then 2 years at $700,000 and 2 years at $600,000. I believe they're paying a penalty for that one for the foreseeable future. Now on the non-roster forwards. There are quite a few here I can see getting playing time, if not being on the main roster, because this team is stacked with offensive talent. It is kind of ridiculous. You have Tyler Madden, you have Alex Turcotte, Arthur Kaliev, Quinton Byfield, Leish Anderson, Rasmus Kupari, Samuel Fagemo, Akil Thomas. You have Jared Anderson Dolan down there. Martin Ferk, honestly, probably is a guy who could be playing on some NHL teams. So, he set the record for hardest shot ever, I believe, last year in the AHL All-Star game. So, what the heck? This team has so many offensive weapons, it's ridiculous. I would not want to play a run and gun with this team in the near future. Maybe this year, but not in the near future. This is just ridiculous. They have Vladimir Kachev, I believe is how you pronounce that, is RFA after this year. Same with Leish Anderson, Johan Sodergren, Braden Burke, and Jared Anderson Dolan, all RFAs after this year. Martin Ferk and TJ Tynan, UFAs after this year. So most of these guys on this list that are really good young offensive talents are under contract for multiple years. So good luck in the future, everyone else in the Pacific. Then on the defensive side, they are not slouches either. They have Brent Clark, they have Helga Grans, Kyle Clegg is not a slouch of a prospect either. Austin Strand is probably going to get a few games in. So, Sean Dursey, I've definitely heard his name quite a few times. I don't know if he's along the lines of like a Clark, but still. Clark, I gotta imagine, is not making this team this year just because let him have another year in junior. Grans may get a few games in. Same with Dursey, Strand, and Clegg. So, we'll see how this one works out. But for the upcoming contracts, you have Dursey, Phillips, Strand, Clegg, and Mauvoier are all RFAs after this season. They have no UFA defenders in the non-roster area. Goalies, you have Garrett Sparks, who's played games in the past in the NHL. He's a UFA. Matt Velada is an RFA, and Jacob Ingram is down there too, but he's not an upcoming free agent. This is how the 2021 draft went. Kind of surprising they had so few picks, but honestly, that one number 8 makes up for all of it, because Brent Clark's going to be a producer in the NHL for sure in the future. Like I said, probably not this year. Give him another year in junior at least. Let him develop. Right now, just let him develop. Don't rush this. Alright, on the 2022 draft, they have all their own picks except for their 3rd round pick they do not own. They have a conditional Pittsburgh 3rd round pick. In 2023, they have all their own picks and a conditional Pittsburgh 4th round pick. And in 2024, they have all their own picks. So, they have all their picks, and honestly, we may be getting closer to a time when they're willing to trade those away again. Here's the lineup according to Cap Friendly. Once again, go check them out if you are having any questions about cap-related questions or just want to look at the cap for your specific team you want to check. On the forward side, on the first line, they have Iafallo with Kopitar and Brown. Kopitar, still a good year, 50 points last year. I feel like he's starting to take a little bit of a step back at this point. Age catches up with all of us. That's a guarantee in life. But Kopitar went from where he was 2 years ago to slowly gliding down. Still, 50 points is still good. Don't get me wrong. And I think that may improve this year, especially if they end up putting some of these younger players with him or putting someone like a Victor Arvidsson with him if he can improve his game from what it was a couple years ago. I mean, he was only 28. He's still got time. I believe Brown is the oldest forward they have. Yeah, Brown and Kopitar are the only ones over 30 years old. All the others, 28 or younger. And they have a lot more of the younger ones coming up still, too. On the defensive side, Edler is the oldest at 35, followed by Doughty at 31, and everybody else is 26 or less. So, this is a good young team, and going to be a very good team in the near future. On the defensive side, I'm sorry, I never finished the forwards. On the second line, they have Kempe with Danault and Arvidsson. I can see that being a very good line. Honestly, I can see Danault being more third line center. I don't know if they want to have him second line. Other than in the playoffs, I can see that for sure. On the third line, they have Athanasiou, Velarde, and Moore. Fourth line, Lemieux, Lizotte, and Wagner, and we all know what Lemieux can accomplish out there, just like his father, just not as offensively gifted. Still has that piss-off ability. Honestly, I don't think he used it much when he was with LA versus with the Rangers, but different league, or not leagues, I'm sorry. Different conferences. On the defensive side of the first pair, they have Michael Anderson with Drew Doughty. Otherwise known as Mikey Anderson. I've seen it as well. Second pair, Tobias Bjornfoot with Matt Roy. And third pair, Alexander Edler with Sean Walker. Okay, I can see that for Edler. I mean, didn't even have a goal last year, but Edler's not exactly known for his goal scoring. Goalie-wise, Cal Pearson and Jonathan Quick is nothing new on the goalie side. We know both of them at this point. Scratches, you have Grunstrom, Anderson, and Mata. I can see that for Mata for sure. In the training camp area, once again, it is October 4th, so this may have changed since then. And if it has, so be it. I mean, Byfield, I gotta imagine he's gonna get some games in. I mean, center, or they could probably put him on wing, I'd imagine. But still, I gotta imagine they're gonna move some people at some point. They have to. There's too many guys pushing their way in. Jarrett Anderson Dolan played 34 games at 11 points last year. Byfield 6 games, 1 point. Kupari 7 games, 1 point. Kaliev 1 point in the one freaking game against Anaheim. They let him score. Gosh dang Anaheim. Anyways, Martin Ferk 1 game last year. Christian Wolanin on the defensive side played 18 games last year. Clegg 18 games, and Austin Strand played 13. And you have even more guys who could potentially be moving into a possible playing ability this year. So, like I said, this team is just ridiculously stacked. I mean, it's disgustingly stacked, honestly. I mean, look at picked 41st overall, 2nd overall, 20th overall, 33 overall, 5th overall, and honestly, that 33 overall could have gone earlier. 5th overall, right there. You got 50 at 51. You have a 51 there. You have a 35. I mean, goalie-wise, you have one at 72 and one at 87, which is actually fairly early for goalies. But still, I mean, this team has some amazingly good talent, and they have found some, like Akil Thomas, at 51 overall. And that guy looks like he's going to be a future NHLer. Obviously, he's injured right now. Didn't hear about that, but hopefully he heals up quick. Alright, on the loan side, Brent Clark is being loaned, so obviously not playing this year. Probably going to be playing Europe. Or has to be playing Europe is my assumption. I mean, on the prospect side, let's see. That is not Lafreniere, that is Lafreniere. So don't get that mixed up. I've made that mistake before. Brock Faber, not a slouch of a pick either. 45th overall there. I mean, wow, they were 42 overall, and Francesco Pinelli. So, I mean, they have a lot of talent. I can't even possibly keep talking about how good this talent pool is, because it's ridiculous. Top prospects, God, you could probably do a top 40 on this team, but still. Quentin Byfield, 1 point in 6 NHL games last year, 20 points in 32 AHL games last year. Alex Turcotte, 21 points in 32 AHL games. Didn't light it up, but it was his first professional year versus NCAA, so growing there. Arthur Kaliev, 1 point in 1 NHL game and 31 points in 40 AHL games. Rasmus Kupari, 1 point in 7 NHL games and 23 points in 32 AHL games. Akil Thomas, 26 points. He's not a defender, he's a forward. I'm sorry about that. 26 points in 40 AHL games. So, not terrible there either. Others mentioned Samuel Fagemo, Brock Faber, Tyler Madden, Cale Clegg, and Helge Grounds. I mean, Helge Grounds is their 10th overall. And that guy could probably be a top 5 on most teams. So, that tells you where we're at. I'm kind of surprised Kyle Clegg is above him, but that's just where it was ranked. Season outlook, I'm going to see them as a middle to bottom team. I mean, this, like I said, this is a growing year. Not a growing pains year, I don't think. I think this is a year where they're going to push to possibly get a playoff spot. Maybe even slip into a playoff spot, considering how weak this division is. But I think this is going to be a moving in the right direction type of year for this team. They're going to be better. I think they're going to be faster, stronger, better scoring, better defensively. Goaltending is going to be about the same, but Cal Pearson, you got to imagine, is going to grow a bit too. If the defense is better, he's going to be better. So I figure this team will finish bottom to middle of their division. Because, I mean, like I said, it's a growing year, so that means the growing could go like this, kind of a wave type of thing. So they may end up being more towards the bottom, possibly. But I see them being middle. So that's where I see LA being at. I mean, like I said, next year and the year after, this is probably going to be one of the better teams in this division. So, something to look forward to for LA fans. Maybe not this year, but soon. Very, very, very soon. Alright, that's all I got for you for the LA Kings season this upcoming year in 2021-2022. So, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Let me know what you think in the comments, if you agree, disagree. If you think they're going to be better than middle to bottom of the division, let me know. I want to hear. I want to hear the reasons why. Please tell me. Alright, and other than that, hit that share button, and I will see you all next video. Bye, everybody.